Oh, hey guys, I'm just chilling. What did you say? It's time for part 6? Oh! We're finally at the finish line. We have mastered the Aimbot, ESP, and today we will finish the last adjustments to complete this course. You will have a fully working multi-sheet that contains Aimbot, Aimbot on crosshair, ESP, Bhop, and Autoshove with the option to only shove specially infected. This will be the last episode of this series if we don't have anything to add, so please let me know what you guys want me to cover next. And while you're there, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the swedz family. You know the rest, so enjoy this showcase now. Alright, so let's take a look at the end result. So let me stop my project again, and when we run it, we will have more options now. We have the closest to crosshair, Autoshove, and the bunnyhop. We also have the only special infected, which means you shove the special infected only. Let's take a look at the Autoshove first, because it's the coolest one. The bunch. So spawn, and we will spawn a hunter. And as you can see, he pushed the hunter. He couldn't hurt us. That's pretty cool. And we have the Bhop, bunnyhop. You just hold space for this one and let it rip. Pick that gun up. And now test the closest to crosshair aimbot. So once you have that enabled and you spawn some zombies, remove the line. We also want to have only special infected on, so he doesn't shove these common ones. If we hold the aimbot key now, he will aim to the closest to the crosshair. You can see. This weapon sucks. Wait. Let's take another example. Spawn in some more, and he will go like away because it's the closest one to the crosshair now. And you look at that. So that's what we will do today, and I hope you all enjoy. We're at the finale, and today we were supposed to fix all of the features that were left and fix some bugs that we or some issues that came along. And the issues, they are pretty small, so we can go and fix them quickly before we move on to the rest of the features. And one issue was that if we spawn, let's say, a charger, spawn charger, the ESP or the whole sheet wouldn't know that he was dead. So in the properties, remember to use dash and secure. This is the 6th or 7th time. Let's run our multi-sheet. And if you killed him, the box would stay because the life state is wrong. So what we will do is, I think we can fix it by going into our program, then finding the update entity here, and this one is fine because it's below 1. No, I think the live state is fine. But we need to create an additional check or change this special zombie check. So it's supposed to be above 1. Then it should fix it. So if we go back in game, spawn another charger, kill him, it disappeared instantly. So that was a quick fix for the entity staying at the wrong entity staying. So we're fixed that issue. Now we can move on to creating some features, I think. And the features that we wanted was Bhop. It was Aimbot on or by crosshair, and finally an Autoshove feature. So let me check my notes. Yeah, we will go into our class variables and add some new ones. And the new ones will be quite similar to the old ones, but with the new features name instead. We have a boolean enable crosshair aimbot, which will equal to, I will set it to false as the default value. I will have a bool of enable only shove special. For the special infected, I will set it to false in the beginning, or as its default value. And finally, a boolean enable Autoshove. It will also be set to false in the as its default value. We will add some constants as well, but we will look at them inside of the game first. So if you have Left 4 Dead 2 running, that's good, and use -insecure. We will open SheetEngine. So let me do that real quick. All right, now we have SheetEngine and Left 4 Dead 2 open. We will go to our project, go down to the offset, and we're going to use the offset that no, actually we can check that later when we're creating the bunnyhop method, but we will need to find 2 more and those offsets are the force attack 2 and the force jump are the only offsets that we need left. We have the jump flag, we can do the rest. So what we will do is in Left 4 Dead 2, you will, for the shove function, you can write plus attack 2 and he will shove automatically. So when it's plus attack 2, a value inside of the game is set to 5, and when we use minus attack, it's 5 minus 1, so it's 4. So the default value is 4. When we use attack plus attack 2, the game knows that we want to shove, and it's set to 5. If we do minus, it goes back, it stops the shove, and we can create another shove. So oh, my bad, it's supposed to be 4. So when plus it's 5, when minus is 4. You search for it. It should be a client.dll static address, And when you search or set the value to 5, which is +1, he should start to shove. Set it to 4, and it's all good. We can take the address. Let's take the addresses later. Let's rename it to shove. The second action that we want to find will be the jumping action. And that was a screenshot, but it's the same logic here. So an inner value is 4, and when we jump or hold the space key, it's set to 5. So we can search for 4. We can write now, instead of attack, we type +jump, and he jumps 1 time. We can search for 5. We can write -jump, search for 4, search for 4 again, and you can see this client address, which is the jump. We can check it by changing the value to 5, and you can see that the character jumped in game. So we have the shove address and we have the jump address. Let's add them to our offset. So under the client comment, we can just write public int force jump will equal to, did I take the, should be the jump like that. Then we have the public int force shove, which will equal to the force shove address. So there we go. Now we can use these within the methods. We go back to the program. We go below our main logic somewhere right here, and we create a new method. We have a lot of code, so now, or when you're done with this, it might be a good idea to organize everything, but I will not do that because I'm lazy. So the first method that we will use or create is the Autoshove method. So void Autoshove, nothing in the parameters or no parameters, and inside of this method we will check if any special infected dot count is greater than 0. If it is so, we will check if special infected first in the list dot magnitude is within 125. If it is within 125 units, we are going to aim on that special infected, and then write or shove him. Yeah. So we will create a new variable which is called enemy angles, which we will use the calculate angles method. We have our local player as vector1 and the origin position. Then we have a vector3 dot subtract, so it will create a new instance of a vector, but we're going to offset our second position by a little bit because I think the original position, if you use that, it might miss sometimes, or it misses more. So special infected, then the first entity dot origin, and then we have the vector that we're going to subtract it with, which will be the offset vector. There we go. We have the angles. Now we will aim at enemy angles.x, enemy .y. Oh, we can just pass in the enemy angles. That's right. I have a bit different code in my other project, but once we're aiming at the special infected, we will use write int, and we will use the client as the module, and then add the offset dot force shove, and the value we will write is 5, because you remember that when we set the value to 5, it started to shove. Oh, it should not be that data type, should be a 4 bytes, and it should be set to 4. There we go. So we set it to 5, but since it's set to 5, we will need to set it back. So at the end, we will need to use swedz.write int, and then client, then offset, force shove, and then 4. So we add this at the end. Now we have the special infected, which is the most important one, but we will also add a loop for the common infected. So you can copy that, change the special, so Control Alt, all of the special, and write common, and not click enter like I did. But since we have an option to only shove special infected, we will have to add that into the if statement. So we will check if enable only shove special, like that. So thing is, after it has checked the special infected, we will check if they have enabled the option to also shove common infected, or to only shove special infected, and if it isn't like that, we will shove the common infected. So I think we're done here, and we can call it from the main logic, I think. So where is our main logic? Here it is. We have our aimbot, and it doesn't have an if statement. We can now check if enable aimbot and use it there. Can add another if statement for the Autoshove. Like that. Remove that. Let's test it out. So we should just shove if there's... Oh yeah, my bad. We need to add it to the menu as well. So go to the drop menu, open that, and in our general, we will just add these new options that we have. So under the aimbot, we will actually have an if statement to check if the aimbot is enabled, and if it isn't, or if it is enabled, on the same line we will write or add another checkbox. Checkbox closest to crosshair. So this is for the crosshair aimbot that we will add later, but let's just do it quickly. And we need to have an else statement to set it to false. so it doesn't stay true if we disable the first option. We have an option for the bunnyhop, which is referred to the enable bunnyhop. I don't have that. My bad. Let's enable Bhop. Just set to, let's set it to true. That's something you always kind of want to use, the bunnyhop. Enable Bhop like that. We have another checkbox, which will be the Autoshove now. So checkbox parentheses, the label will be Autoshove. It will refer to the enable what is the name? Oh my, enable Autoshove, that's the name. And if we have enabled the Autoshove, we will do something similar to the aimbot. So let's just copy everything that comes after the if statement. Change the label to only special infected, and we have the boolean, and we also need to set that to false when we exit out of this if statement. All right, let's move this ESP right there. All right, let me test it real quick if the Autoshove is working. And you can see the second option is now here. You have the closest to aimbot or closest to crosshair as well. And let's find. So he's aiming when we come close, but he is not forcing the attack. So, and let me find the problem real quick. All right, so I found a problem. First off, we will need to add this as an else if, because we don't really, I don't know how much difference it makes, but use an else if here, and after we check if the zombie is within the magnitude, we will have an else statement here, and just write the force attack address, or write 4 to it, so it enables us to shove again. So like this, and you take that and just copy paste it. We could optimize this, and I don't think this is the greatest way of doing this Autoshove, but it kind of works. So let's test it out now. Click on Autoshove, and when he comes within range, shove him. So it should also work with the zombies, and it does. Alright, so let's test it by a hunter. Put it to the test. Please spawn hunter. Would you look at that? Hunter. And he's dead. Alright, so that's good. We have fixed the Autoshove. Now, because I just remembered that we need to add the second option to the aimbot, we can fix that now. So we go into the aimbot, and after this get async key states on the common aimbot, we will create a new if statement, and instead of the common aimbot key we will use the special aimbot key and enable special aimbot. What is the name? What? 1 second. Aimbot. Oh. Yeah, my bad. This should only be like that. That's my bad. So this is the special infected, and we will need to change these ones. So Control Alt, change that to special infected, and now we should be able to aimbot on the special infected. So if you look at your special aimbot key, it says here that it's never used. It shouldn't say that. So let's go back to the aimbot method. It is used. I don't know why. What they're on about. So let's try it. And he's aiming. Oh, I forgot the Autoshove. Are you kidding me? Alright, I'm alive again, and we can go into, let me find the room here. I think we can spawn. Never mind. C spawn a boomer. So if you hold the next hotkey, which is mouse 4 for me, it aims on the special infected now. So we got that working, and the only thing left now is the aimbot to the crosshair, and that's incredibly easy because we don't need to calculate on any angles and convert those. We just need to use the world to screen function or the 2D dots. Now we have already set that information to the entity, so we can just create a new method that extracts that information and tells us how close we are. So above the Autoshove method, we will write float, calculate pixel distance, vector of v1. Yeah, this is really bad naming, but I don't care. It's the last method of the tutorial, and we will return a float, which will be the math.square root. We're going to take the hypotenuse, not we know that hypotenuse of the coordinates and calculate which one is the closest to the middle of the screen. So we have two parameters here, v1 and v2, and we will just take the delta of these two. So math.square roots dot math, or parentheses math.pow v1 dot x remind minus v2.x to the power of 2 plus math.pow v1.y minus v2.y comma 2. We should be fine there. Why do you complain? What? What is he on about? v1.y. 1 second. Ah, I missed that we have a vector and vector 2. There we go. My bad, my bad. Now that we have the distance between 2 pixels on the screen, we can utilize this. I think we do it within the update entity. I will have to take a closer look. Update entity. There we go. No, we don't. I think we might use it. What? Hold on. Yeah, we do use it in the update entity. So we will go to update entity, update entity, and under the health or above the health, we will set the entity dot angle difference, which we don't have yet, so we need to add another attribute to the entity. Public vector 2 angle difference. Why? Get set like this. This will hold the distance from our crosshair of the entity. Entity dot angle difference will be equal to calculate pixel distance. We have the Windows center, and then we have the entity dot apps screen position. Now, why do you complain? Convert type float to. Yeah, angle difference should just be a float. That's my bad. It's one single value. Sorry. Move it down there. And now we will go into reload entities and add an if statement. So this is a sheep fix. To the dilemma that we have, because we need to either choose to sort them by magnitude or by crosshair distance. And instead of rewriting our stuff, I will just add an if statement in the reload entities method. So after the sorting here, we will have a if enable crosshair aimbot, so sort by crosshair. We will now sort them by angle difference. O dot angle difference. Then use the to list, and I think we should be fine. No, we're not. Why are we not fine? Order by and a capital L. There we go. My bad. Command infected. Then we have the special infected. Order by difference. Alright, so let's test it now. And click on closest to crosshair. We can go to the room with all of the common infected. What? Yeah, okay, it's this room. Pick out a gun. Let's change these colors. Like that. And if we hold the input key now, it should be the closest one to the crosshair. Yeah. Moves like a wave through. If you look at that. Holding now. Holding now. And like that, we fixed all of these things for the end, for the finale, and I think this Autoshove will bug if you use the closest to crosshair, so be careful of that. But we fixed a lot of the issues. We might, or we can fix another thing. Let's do it right now. In the draw visuals. Draw. Can you see it? I can't see draw visuals. Never mind. It's in the ESP. So add entity does not equal null before this. So it looked like this before. And what you do is you add entity does not equal to null for all of these is pixel inside of screen. Alright, so I kind of forgot the Bhop method, but we can add it really quickly as well. So void Bhop like that. And inside of this Bhop method, we will actually write while true. So this will be ran, or it will be running in a different thread than the usual main logic thread, because we don't really want to check this Bhop with each iteration of the whole program, because we're reading a lot of entities, and those milliseconds that pass by will actually make you fail the Bhop. So we will have it run in a different thread, and we will check if we're holding the spacebar key, and if we're holding spacebar key, we will check if the local player jump flag equals to standing, and we don't have that constant, so we will go up to the class variables and add them here. So constant standing, which will equal to, oh, it's a bit windy outside. Standing will be equal to 129, and ducking will be equal to 131. So these are the two values that our jump flag have. So we can go back to our Bhop method and now use the standing constant and also combine that with the ducking flag like that. So if we're standing or ducking, which means we're grounded, we will want to perform our jump. So swedz.ride, not bytes, but ride int, and client offsets dot force jump, and then 5, like before, be +1 or plus jump And if we're in the air, we will just do minus jump. Right int client offset force jump and then 4 minus jump like this. So that's how we do the Bhop, but it's still not running. So we'll thread.sleep 2 milliseconds, and now we will go down to where we have allocated or created our threads and create a new thread. Let's call it Bhop thread, which will equal to a new thread with the parentheses program dot Bhop. The last, it will run in the background, and then Bhop thread dot start. There we go. So that was the Bhop part. Yeah. And like that, we fixed all of the issues, and our menu is complete. Now we can add more things, but I'm not sure if I want to. I kind of want to move on to another subject, create a new tutorial. We have a lot of stuff waiting for us, and I just want to say thank you if you followed all of the tutorials. It's been a ride, and I'm grateful. So go on and make your own stuff, or continue and watch me. That's an option as well. But whatever you choose to do, thank you, and see you later.